Beautiful. So thank you all for being here. Let me say a few. There you are. Okay,
Yes.
now I
Mute
am
yourself
Okay.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
now
Put
I
yourself
am
back.
relaxed. Um, so we've never done anything like this before. We've never been patrons of the arts before. Um, but this was something that it's appropriate that we're doing it this week. This week on Saturday night will be Slichot. And one of the things people always say about Slichot is that it gives you a preview of the coming attractions of the high holidays. And it begins to play the melodies. And we hear the familiar melodies and we get in the mood for Teshuvah. We get in the mood for uh, beginning again and returning to the home of our soul. Um, this project emerged a couple of Rosh Hashanahs ago. We've told many of you, if not all of you, about the very special shul we have in Auburn, Maine, where we celebrate Rosh Hashanah. Um, and what we say about it is that we have a rabbi and rebbitzin who are klezmorim. They are uh, klezmer music players, and that they infuse the service with their instruments. On the second day of Rosh Hashanah, they invite their children, one of whom is Zach Mayer. His mother, Lisa, is our Rebbitzin. And at Temple Shalom in Auburn, Maine, we have a band that has a trombone, a clarinet, a violin, an accordion,
Mandolin.
a mandolin. And once a year, we have Zach with his amazing saxophone. And what Zach has been doing with that band is, in any jazz ensemble, people get a chance to take solos. And Zach's solos have been, for me, peak davening experiences. That's the only way I can describe it. They have sent me into a place of communion with I don't know what. You all know that I don't know what, right? Because seen my you've seen my Siddur.
Mhm.
They sent me to a place of communion where I feel completely satisfied that I got where the prayer service should take me. When Zach stops playing, it's back to the regular nusach, which is nice in itself, but it is not a peak experience most of the time. So I came up to Zach after one of those Rosh Hashanah services while we were eating honey cake, his mother's moist, magnificent honey cake.
You're making a great
And
sales pitch for Temple Shalom, I gotta say. Yeah.
and I said to Zach, I think you should make an album of the kind of music, the solos that you do at here at Temple Shalom on the second day of Rosh Hashanah, because the world needs to hear this. What you're able to do by taking a familiar melody and riffing on it. And Zach and I went back and forth and talked a little bit, and Ellen and I got this off the ground by pledging $1,500 to Zach to start, and that paid him uh, a modest per hour salary of who knows, $5 an hour. Anyway, Zach has been since then composing. And tonight we're going to debut some of those compositions. But before we do, so And Zach said, I said to Zach, how much would this whole thing cost to create an album? And he said he thought $4,000. First, he said, if you want other players, it would be 12,000, and that would have been nice because it would have been like Coltrane's My Favorite Things, only with my only with Jewish favorite things, Jewish favorite tunes. But we settled on a solo album to begin, and Zach said he thought he could do it for $4,000. So we're hoping tonight to begin that process by inviting you to make contributions at the end of the evening if you're so moved. And Zach will say more about how to do that. I think Zach, before he plays, is gonna. And I asked Ellen if she wanted to say anything. She said that she was happy to let me do what I did. Um, and I think Zach would like to talk about what this project has meant to him before he shares some of the music. So, Zach, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Herb, for that very, very flattering and beautiful introduction. You got a taste of my family as well through that, my amazing family with whom I learned so much of what I know. I mean, I come from, it's not only my mom and stepdad that Herb mentioned who are Jewishly involved, but also I come from a generation, many generations of chazanim, of Jewish cantors. My great grandpa and my great uncle and my great great grandpa were all cantors and rabbis too. So it wasn't really a surprise that when I came to this music that I felt so deeply connected to it. But I think I would like to share about what this project means for me. And but how about I play a little bit first, a little appetizer, right? A four
Okay.
spies, and then I'll talk a little more. And the first thing I'll play is something is the first it's a, is the first track in the first piece in the suite of compositions of five pieces that are on this album. And the first you'll probably find very familiar. We diving right in with my grandpa's rendition of the Kol Nidre. Thank you. My grandpa, Schneur Zalman ben Rav Chazan Mordechai Weintraub, for whom I am named. Mordechai is my Hebrew name. And this is my, so what you heard was, as you know, the Kol Nidre is typically sung thrice.
Mhm.
And I just played it once. And on the album, it continues through three cycles of the melody, each progressively with more, with more, well, with more, with more. And
Okay.
yeah, so that's a little appetizer. And yeah, so I'll share a little about what the process has been like for composing these, and what my hope is for the listener. Does that sound good? Does that sound
Mhm.
yeah? My well, the process has been finding the melodies that are the most meaningful to me, the ones that I connect with every year as wow, these are very, very powerful. And and there's also um, one original piece, a setting for Aneni, Answer Me, which is part of the morning liturgy. And the process is that every day, actually, this is a morning practice that I have. I do it 6 days a week because on Shabbos I like to think of the whole day a little bit differently. But every day there is a practice that I go through. It takes about an hour and 2 minutes to be precise. Um, and I sit outside in nature, and even if it's very cold out, I'll still do it even if it's raining. I'll sit outside and begin by singing and playing one note for a very long period of time. And the one note is my way of focusing in on the building blocks of sound itself. We spend a lot of time playing and talking and singing many notes, but to focus on one note each day. And the note changes every 6 months. So this season we're in the season of F sharp, in case you were wondering. Um, and I meditate on that note for a very long time, about 20 minutes. Then I sit in silence for 20 more minutes. And then the final 20 minutes is for spontaneous saxophonic improvisation to up on high or to wherever. As Herb and I have a fondness for, uh, the big questions, and where exactly are our prayers going, and these big questions, but the prayers are going somewhere. And very often when I send these melodies out, or am I doing the sending? That's another question. But I feel like I'm channeling melodies down from somewhere. And that's really what's happening. I try to get out of my own way. If I'm thinking about one thing, it's how can I play even more effortlessly? How can I move my fingers with more ease? How can I just breathe naturally? How can I not fill my head with other thoughts? It's really a meditation. Are any of you meditators? Have you experienced medit? So I like thinking of an anchor object, returning to the breath or returning to a sound or a chant. Or in my experience, is returning to having had this one note being planted in the silence and then emerging. I'm focusing on just being in as open a channel for new melodies as I can be. And so that paired with this project of improvising on top embedded within these melodies has been very meaningful for me, and creating songs that I'm really pieces that I'm very proud of, and that work together as a suite of these melodies, of these 5 pieces. And now there are some are very long, like the Kol Nidre recording is over 10 minutes long. So you think 5 songs. It's actually it's like in the more of the jazz vein, where you have longer, fewer but longer pieces. Um, in terms of my desired experience for the listener, it's really an invitation to experience melody on through the this modern day shofar that I think is the greatest, you know, invention ever. I like to experience, to invite you into an alternative, complementary way to experience prayer. So that's that's the invitation.
That's great.
So
Um, what would you like to happen
yes.
next, Zach?
Well, why don't I play you Avinu Malkeinu? How's that? And I will play on, if you I'll perform a little magic trick first. Um, Also in the ta-da, the saxophone, it grows. This is now on the baritone saxophone. The album features both the soprano, which I was playing before, and
Wow.
the baritone. So here is Avinu Malkeinu.
I'm remembering more of the conversation we had, Zach, and what I said to you just came to me that you had embedded a Tekiah Gedolah
Mm.
in one of Zach's improvisations, and there it was again, that Tekiah. Um, so I thought maybe we just take, since we're a small-ish group, we
Yeah.
could take a few minutes, anybody to share anything you're feeling, a feeling word. Uh, could put it in the chat also if you don't want to unmute. But I think it would be good to
Yeah.
just hear what this. Melissa wants Zach's email. We're going to give you all Zach's info. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do all of that. Um, so does anybody want to unmute and say anything about what those two pieces mean to you or have made you feel tonight? Don't be shy. I know you're a
Nice to hear
feeling
from
Well,
full
I
bunch.
think wow is probably like really good. Just really amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Wow.
also, watching you, talk about you're really davening with your instrument. It's so, just you're so one with it, and just you can feel the prayer coming through. It's just so moving. Thank you. And
Well, I kept,
I've experienced the one note singing it at Chepa's retreat, and it's
That's right.
amazing. It's
Yes.
amazing to do.
Thank you.
So great to see you, Zach.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's really such a nice surprise to see you.
well,
hey,
I
Liz.
kept thinking the whole time is, can't we just all go to Auburn for Rosh Hashanah? I mean, why are we where we are? Why aren't we there? It's really beautiful, just so beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, if we're going to
I think
succeed
Melissa
in
has a.
producing this CD, and it's going to be in, people are going to be doing a new kind of Rosh Hashanah.
Mm.
But you know what? There are people, Kayla, who come and get a hotel, uh, and come for the second day of Rosh Hashanah because Sruli, the rabbi, has his devotees from Kles, Canada. In fact, your children
Yeah,
are
yeah,
friends.
they're in that gang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that gang. Melissa,
Yeah,
somebody said Melissa.
I just wanted, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to
Beautiful.
say that I was studying with Rabbi Eben Leder last night, and
Oh.
he was introducing us to all the Mizrahi music. And he was also talking about how, from the Mizrahi tradition, Yom Kippur is much more about love and joy. And when you did Avinu Malkeinu, I just really love that you really
Mm.
you didn't stick to the regular
Yeah.
sort of, Avinu Malkeinu, but you really made it joyful, and I was really happy to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you. This the idea to select Avinu Malkeinu, in addition to it being one of my favorite melodies ever, is also I was in very this rendition is very inspired by Frank London and his wonderful trumpet
So
playing,
he
and
goes to
he's a
Brazil.
master,
Oh,
and
you've met him.
and so
I
he's
am.
Yeah,
this version
you're.
really I owe him a debt of gratitude for this as well.
Yeah, mute after you've spoken, please. Yeah. Um, or you could remute us.
Oh,
So thank you for the shout out to. So that gave us a good sampling. Does anybody else want to say something?
I'll say something.
Ellen's going to say
Can you
something.
unmute us?
No, we're fine.
What I found interesting in both pieces is that on the one hand, it was incredibly familiar. And when I hear those melodies, it just takes me back over many, many years of being in shul on Yom Kippur, on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. There's a certain nostalgia there. There's a certain connection with the past. And then you begin improvising. or begin bringing modern music to very ancient melodies. And the combination of the modern and the ancient, the familiar and the new, is a wonderful renewal of what has come to be somewhat ordinary or somewhat rote for all of us. So that does sound a wake-up call, which is great.
Thank you. It was, yeah, thank you.
So,
I'd love to hear more music. Can we hear more?
Well,
if we hear the last one, Zach promised me two pieces. So, did you have?
well, it might be
Uh,
nice to leave, to kind of leave it there just as a little appetizer there. Also, these pieces, by the way, are not um like the Avinu Malkeinu is an improvisation. There will be certain elements that are what you've heard now, but then on the recording, but the actual notes may vary
right, right,
because of the
right,
nature of it. Yeah.
right. So let's tell people, Zach, um, how they can best be in touch with you to support this project moving forward.
Well, the best way to support um is to send yeah is to specifically financially, and to either send, it could be either through a check, Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal to to me for this project. And in so doing, you'll receive a digital download of the album as a which is um yes,
As
as
a
you'll
thank
be
you.
yes, as a thank you, you'll be the first to receive this music. Um, so, and also you will be you for a donation that, yeah, you will have been a part of supporting this work that's emerging through me, and it's a real, so it's that's it, yeah, to be being a patron of the of this work is enabling the fact, like Herb and I kind of, I knew Herb had and Ellen had provided the seeding money, and we kind of both trusted that, you know, that the rest of the funding will emerge. And so, I put in the amount of work that is, according to the like the full, you know, um,
The full budget.
the full
Right.
budget, right? Exactly. Thank you. But yeah, so it's kind of a trust in the community, to without expectation, but there's, so
And
that's
once
really what it is.
we have the recording, I can share this with others who weren't able to be there
Right.
tonight. And so we will also be broadening the
Hmm.
search. Um, so do you want me to provide those particulars in an email to folks,
Sure,
with
that's a
all
good
of them?
idea. Or I could put it in the chat now as well, if
Do
that's
that
helpful.
also.
Sure.
You should do that
Um,
in the chat.
sure.
And
Um, yeah.
so Zach is, um, yes, if you make a reservation to come to Auburn, we will cook. We will cook for you. You can have Yontif meals with us. Um, to to me, the tunes themselves have a holiness that's completely separate from the words, and that's what is emerging is really what I hoped would emerge. And I have really high hopes for this. Zach is, by the way, uh, not somebody who keeps his light under a bushel basket. Um, Zach has worked with Chef of Gold. He has been a fellow with Joey Weisenberg in the Rising Song Institute. And so once this is available, I think we can be trust that the distribution network that is behind um, those two luminaries in our musical firmament uh, will also help get Zach's music out into the world, and uh, that we will be part of this great effort of Jewish renewal and reinvigoration and reconstruction that is going on. And we'll have something we can be proud to have been part of the launch.
Herb, can you also
I-
post the
So,
web?
Zach,
Post.
May I take you off? Take you.
I did.
You can.
Could you give us the website address?
It's zachmayermusic.com.
Oh yes, that's my right. The website as
Yeah.
well. I can add
Right.
that to the.
put that in.
Yeah, I'll put that.
And Zach, by the way, has a program for monthly patrons, and you still have that, Zach?
Yes, I do. I know I'm putting a lot of info in the chat, but it's all good stuff. Here I'll put if you would like to. I do monthly. I host monthly gatherings where I share my newest music every month for on a subscription service that you can come like just very much like this where I share we talk, we ask questions, we share, and it's a very good way to support my work as well on a regular basis. And here's the link for that.
And somebody wrote something in the chat that I just wanted to notice.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah. The Kol Nidre, Ron, we'll have to keep listening to because that was number one, but it's going to get more improvisatory as in the second and third iterations. So I'm so happy that you came for this tonight, and I have high hopes. As I said, this is the first time Ellen and I. Oh, Patreon. There you go. This is the first time that Ellen and I have chosen to be patrons of the arts, and the combination of the music and the spiritual fulfillment that it brings is very special. So I'm just delighted that you were all here to hear it, and to get to know Zach is to love him. He is a adorable, lovable young man. He's married. He's expecting a baby. He's married to a rabbi.
Yes.
And so those of you who had daughters who were, who were hoping to snag him, he's taken already. So
You're too
okay.
All right. Well,
all the best.
to
You've
all
got
of
the
you.
information. I will repeat that. Zach, send me that in an email and I'll send it out to those who were here. And
yes, and
we really love you all. And we are so happy to have spent this pre-Rosh Hashanah praying with my sax intro to what Zach Mayer is up to.
Shana Tova, Machuka.
Shana Tova, may it be a year of peacemaking in the world and much musical celebration of the goodness that we all affirm.
Amen.
Thank you very, very much for a very lovely experience.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye,
all.
everybody.
Okay. Bye,
Lila
everyone.
Lila Tov.
Want to leave meeting?